It's been an honor to be present amongst you dignitaries and you educators today. I'm Shraddha and I represent Knauf Sealing Solutions, and today we are here to make a small attempt towards helping learning environments enhance themselves. The agenda for the day. I'm going to talk about the importance of acoustics in our learning environments. So I'm going to start with that. Next, I'm going to move on to the importance of acoustics. And finally, I'm going to close with the importance of acoustics. That's all I'm going to be talking upon today. It's very, very important. Am I audible right there? Superb. I'm sorry I didn't hear you. Professor, can you please repeat again? Yes. What page are we on? Are we very familiar with these questions, these words in our classroom? I think so, yes. Even when I was a student, I think I can quite relate to all of this. We all, in the last 1.5 hours, spoke of education and how we all are very deeply concerned with improving education. It finally shapes the future of our students, it shapes the future of our country. However, when we are talking of improving education, we usually talk about sending. What I mean by sending? How am I improving my curriculum that I want to give away to the students? How am I improving the training programs that will probably enhance the skill sets of my teachers? So that's what we all usually discuss upon. Unfortunately, we miss out on the sending. And when I mean by sending, what I mean is the receiving. We miss out on the receiving. Can the students receive what is being taught? Are the students able to hear very clearly what is being taught? Studies show that 1 out of 4 words spoken in the classroom is often getting missed out by students. It's very unfortunate, which very clearly means about 25% of what we are talking to students often gets missed out. Issues, or what is the reason for this? There are 2 main reasons. One is there is excessive noise in and around the classroom. Our learning environments by themselves are noisy. You have your classroom, you have a playground, there's an auditorium, there is a music room. So yes, there is a lot of internal noise within the learning environment. And when it comes to external environment, many times, there is a possibility that the institute is placed in a busy area. It could be placed closer to a market space. There is a lot of background sound that's coming in. So that's one problem. Second is something called as the reverberation time. What is reverberation time? It's nothing but the time sound takes to decay itself. Now, if both there is a lot of background noise and there's a lot of reverberation time, students will not be able to hear properly. And the problem or the fallout is, when I don't hear properly, I can't concentrate well, I am stressed, I'm fatigued. That's a challenge that a lot of students would be facing. Speech intelligibility, that's exactly what I was talking. My ability that the person who is listening to me is able to hear me clearly goes down the moment my background noise is high and my reverberation times are longer. A typical learning scenario for all our schools, colleges. There's a lot of internal noise, there's a lot of external noise, there's a lot of background noise. So if the background noise is too loud, students cannot hear. And most importantly, students with hearing impairment, students who are learning in a second language, and possibly students with learning challenges like attention deficit will be affected even more severely. So these are important issues that we need to sort out. When it comes to learning, we are spending 45% of the time listening. This is studies that are there across. And then you have time spent which is speaking, reading, writing. Listening again is very important. And what happens if the classroom acoustics are poor? The students are finding it difficult to hear the teacher, therefore they will find it difficult to read, write, grasp and understand. Concentration levels go down. And Unfortunately, the overall learning goes down. Does the problem end there? No. There is another important stakeholder, which is you educators. With a show of hands, can you all tell me how many of you all in the past have faced some voice problem, voice issues because of long hours of speech? I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. So a lot of us, possibly because we are talking at longer stretches of time. At times when the classroom is noisy or when there's too much of background noise, teachers often have to scream out loud. So studies show that teachers who often speak for longer stretches at a time and have to often speak over competing background noises, and especially female teachers, have significantly higher risk of developing vocal problems. So very importantly, two important stakeholders, students and teachers, facing issues because of noise. We need to solve this problem, and how could we do? One way to do this is improve the classroom acoustics. It's not a very difficult problem to be solved. It's a simple solution. I have to do two things. Like I mentioned, there were two problems. One is the background noise, and the second was the reverberation time. First, which is the background noise, how do I solve that? I block the sound. That is a good start. It solves 50% of my problem. If I'm able to block the background noise coming from the neighboring classrooms or from the other areas, my half the problem is solved. Next, when I have to talk about reverberation time or reduce reverberation time, I need to absorb sound. There is a sound often reflects back. If I am able to absorb that sound back, my problem is solved. My speech intelligibility improves significantly. So, very simple equation. I have to block sound, which is the unwanted sound. Then I have to absorb the reflections, and that's where I have complete acoustics in place. Acoustical ceilings that efficiently absorb and effectively block sound can make all the difference to a learning environment. Let's see what I have just said. It's a small case study. We've done this across multiple colleges and schools across India. Video play करेंगे? Could we see this? All right, here the problem is, this is a classroom in Rajasthan. It's a non-treated classroom. What the professor said was not appropriately audible. Next, when we treated the classroom, so I know the volume was a little low, but I think there was a visible difference. In the previous video, there was a lot of echo that happened in the classroom versus that echo died down when it was treated. So it's very important that the reverberation time is taken care of in the classrooms. Our National Building Code also suggests that it's very important to monitor the reverberation times in our classrooms, and this is a small snapshot of colleges and schools where we've helped or we've been able to reduce the reverberation times. There are multiple cases where teachers have come back to us and said that it really helped us. The students were happy to not crowd in the first benches because they were not able to hear. A simple solution and at a modest cost can absolutely transform the way our students hear and learn, and at the same time it can take care of the health of our teachers and professors. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Thank you so much.